about to turn it up.
What's up, all my Otaku Crazed brothers and sisters? Today's video I'm going to be doing a review over Season 1 of Game of Thrones. Now, first off, I just want to say that if you haven't even started Game of Thrones, or you haven't finished Season 1 yet, I highly recommend that you do not watch this video because I'm probably going to give some spoilers. So for this review, I wrote down some key points on my computer right here. I have the screen up and everything, so that way I don't miss anything that I wrote down. So, first of all, I don't really watch these kind of shows on TV. I usually just stick to watching anime or stick to watching Adult Swim and Cartoon Network because why not? They have good shows on there, especially Adult Swim. Anyways, first of all, I just want to say that in this show, I was not expecting a lot of... Okay, well, a lot of shows have butts and a lot of shows have boobs showing, but the thing that kind of got me on this one was that it actually shows guys' dicks and some vaginas. And that, I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, it's just it caught me off guard and I was just like, damn. It just slapped me right in the face like a big old sausage. Next thing I want to say is that my all-time favorite characters so far in Season 1 of Game of Thrones are the Stark family. I love Ned Stark, I'm not very good with their names yet, so forgive me for that, but I love Jon Snow, I love Robb, I love the mom, I don't know her name yet. I'm not really sure about the older sister yet. She kind of got on my nerves for a little bit, but she seems like she's getting a little bit better. We'll see in the other seasons. And then my all-time favorite is the younger sister. She reminds me of me. She doesn't want to be a girly girl. She wants to be a tomboy. She wants to be a soldier. And from what I saw at the end of Season 1, she doesn't have it very well right now. She has to cut her hair and go with this camp of some sort, I'm not really sure, with all these guys. And so far, she got picked on as soon as she went in there because she had a sword and she was considered a midget. No shit, she's a girl. Also, I forgot to mention Bran, I believe that's his name, the young boy who is paralyzed from the waist down because of the Lannisters pushing him off of a tower, which was a dick move. I was not expecting that at all. I feel for him. I really do. And I hope he gets better in the other seasons because he seems like an important part. He's been shown a lot with the black crow with the 3 eyes. I'm not really sure what that means yet. Maybe I kind of missed something in Season 1. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. I'm not sure. But hopefully it'll show more what they mean with that 3-eyed crow. Now, as for my hated characters that I absolutely despise so far in this show is all the Lannisters. They can all die. They can all burn, and I hope every single one of them get what they deserve, which I heard they do on some occasions. I'm not really sure yet. Don't spoil. Anyways, the only Lannister that I actually like is, what is his name? Tyrion? He's that dwarf-looking dude. I like him. He's witty. He's funny. He helps people out in a way. Like with Bran, whenever he gave him the idea that he can ride on a horse, even though he's paralyzed in the legs. I thought that was pretty cool of him to do that. But we'll see in the future to see if he's really that good of a guy. But other than that, all the Lannisters can die. I don't know their names. James or Jamie or something like that. He can fucking fall off a cliff because he pushed Bran down and he can die. So, another Lannister that I absolutely hate is Joffrey. Oh god. The end of episode 9, whenever he told them to cut off Ned Stark's head, it made me cry. I'm not gonna lie. I was watching it with my grandma and I was like, no, Grandma, tell me he doesn't die. And she just looked over at me as soon as his head got cut off and I was just like, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. But I did. I cried and it was one of those heartfelt moments where I was just like, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe you've done this. Okay, so I remember the wife's, or the king's wife's name, Cersei, I believe, and her brother Jaime are having that little brother and sisterly love thing going on, which was the incest part that I wasn't really looking forward to in the show, but there wasn't a lot in it, so that was okay. It was just like one scene in that tower where Bran saw them, and I was not expecting that at all. But then again, it was back in the old days, and you have to have a pure bloodline, so I gotta consider that in a way. So episodes 9 and 10 were the biggest feel episodes for me. The endings just, for episode 9, whenever, like I said earlier, Ned Stark's head got cut off. He was one of my all-time favorite characters, and his daughters saw that. And his sons were either at home, the youngest ones, or they were at war, which is what Robb was doing, or Jon Snow was at that watchtower place for the White Walkers. And his wife just, whenever she cried against that tree, and then she went over to Robb and hugged him and said those words, "We have to save your sisters first, and then we'll kill them all." I believe they're gonna do it. I know they are. I feel like they are. Episode 10 at the end, whenever Daenerys, I believe that's her name, the dragon queen of some sort, whenever she was burning the witch along with her husband Drogo, which was also sad, she decided to put those 3 dragon eggs within the fire. And so she walked in the fire, and at the end of all the burning happened, those 3 dragons hatched, and they were, crawling over her body. And I was just so happy because my favorite mythical creature is a dragon. And I don't know if you probably can't see him, but I have a whole shrine dedicated to dragons up on my shelf. And it's just, I got so excited, I cheered, and I was like, I can't wait to watch the rest of the seasons because I'm pretty sure they grow up. I've seen pictures and spoilers already because of Tumblr. So I'm excited to see what that has in store. One of my favorite relationships in Season 1 is between Daenerys and Drogo. At first I wasn't really sure how they were going to be together because, it was kind of a forced marriage so that her asshole brother could get an army to destroy, his opponents. So, at first it was kind of like forced love and sex and all that. And so finally she got the courage to ask, how can I please him more? And so, she got some ideas, and when she stepped up and, did her thing, their connection just grew, and just further on in each episode, they fell more in love, and I loved them so much. Every time they came on the episode, I wanted it to be a longer part, but, you gotta show everything in an hour episode. So, when he died, when he got injured, and then the witch didn't really cure him, and then he, passed out off of the horse, and he died right then and there whenever the witch said that you have to sacrifice a person for somebody to live, and that sacrifice was their child. Well, both of somebody that she loved died, and that sucks. I feel for her, but shit happens. So I want to apologize if I'm butchering some names, or if I'm not even pronouncing the names at all, because there's just so much information, there's so many names, and I'm trying my hardest to keep up. It's just I have a really hard time doing that. So I have to look at a chart and see who is who and who they're related to. So I'll get better in the next reviews whenever I continue watching it. So I want to talk about the dire wolves that are in this show, and they're symbolized as the Stark family. The dire wolves poster thing, whatever they got on their flags. And actually, I have a Funko figure of Ghost because I love wolves in general. They're my all-time favorite animals. So when I saw dragons and wolves in this show, I had to watch it. It just took me a while, 5 years actually, but I got to it, and I'm glad I did, because Ghost is completely badass. Red eyes, white fur, what else can you get from a badass direwolf, you know? And it fits with Jon Snow, because that direwolf is different from all the other ones from the family, because he's considered as the bastard child. And I thought that was pretty cool how they incorporated that in the show. What I love about this show, or one of the many things that I love about this show, is that it has absolutely no boundaries. The characters say whatever they want, they can cuss like a sailor, they can do whatever they want. If they want to go fuck that bitch, they'll go fuck that bitch. If they want to go kill that guy, they're gonna go kill that guy. They don't care, and I love that. I don't like censorship. I hate that. I hate that bar that's over like the boobs and the ass and the, you know, crotch area. Like, no, let me see it. Let me see all of it. And if you want to cuss, cuss. Like, you have that mouth for a reason. Now, for the White Walkers, whenever it was shown in the very beginning of the first episode and continued on a little bit in some episodes, there wasn't really a lot. They kind of remind me of The Walking Dead in a way, because they're zombies. Come on. Like, does that not remind anybody of The Walking Dead? Or any zombie movie in general? But I thought it was a cool thing because, you know, they wait for winter and they act like they're asleep. Or they act like they're dead bodies because they're zombies. And if you get close to them, or if you allow them inside wherever you're located at, they'll kill you. And the only way you can kill them is if you burn them. You can't stab them, you can't chop their heads off, you can't do anything like that. You gotta burn them. And that's the hard part, because not everybody has fire available to them whenever they have to kill a White Walker. But I really hope they show more White Walkers in the rest of the seasons, because I want to see how this plays through. Is there going to be a battle, a war, or are they just going to completely destroy the human race, or is the human race going to just burn that whole forest that's covered in snow where they're located at? Who knows? I haven't gotten there yet. Y'all probably have. Okay, so back to the Starks. I just want to say how strong-willed the character Catelyn Stark is, which is Ned's wife. I finally figured out her name. And I just love how nothing gets to her, really. She tries to be strong-willed. She tries to do stuff on her own to help her family, to help her husband, to help her kids, especially the ones who are in battle right now, or going into battle. Because no woman would be able to be that strong during that time. They'd probably be crying. They probably would just give up. But she doesn't. She keeps going, and I love that about her. She's strong. And I feel like she's going to be a big part in the Lannisters just one by one getting picked out and dying. And I don't know, I'm just excited. I hope she stays in the show. I hope she doesn't get killed off. I hope none of the other Stark members get killed off. I hope Ned was the only one. Even then, I didn't want him to go. But, you know, sacrifices have to be made to make a good show. So that's all the key points or things that I wanted to talk about in this video. I know there was probably a lot of other stuff, but I can't really remember it. And I probably should have written it down, but I didn't. But I think that was pretty much enough to, you know, show you guys that I actually watched it and I enjoyed it, and that I'm going to be watching the rest of the seasons. I actually have seasons 2 through 4 that my grandma gave me to watch, and she actually recently bought season 5, which I'm going to watch too. And then hopefully I can catch up with y'all on season 6, that the episodes keep coming out on every Sunday, I believe. I could be wrong, but I'm really enjoying the show. For this season, I would give it an 8 out of 10. I absolutely love it. I was hooked. I wanted to keep watching every single episode. I'm not used to the whole hour episode thing. I'm usually used to only like 24 minutes, because that's the only shows that I really watch is anime shows or Adult Swim and all that. Family Guy, American Dad, yada yada yada. But I would highly recommend this for anybody who hasn't started it yet. If you haven't started Game of Thrones, I highly recommend it. Go watch it. Go buy the box sets, or you can pay HBO or something like that to watch each episode for like $1.99. I'm not really sure. It's probably different everywhere. But watch it. You're completely missing out. I missed out 5 years ago, and I'm just starting right now, and we're on season 6. So go watch it. Please. And if y'all have watched it, leave a comment and let me know what you think about the show. What's your favorite characters? What's your most hated characters? What you like? What you hate? You know, everything. But don't give out too many spoilers if you're in, you know, if you've watched the rest of the seasons, because nobody likes spoilers unless you're on Tumblr. Then you'll get spoiled. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. If you disliked this video, give me a thumbs down. I want to know how I'm doing. I want to know if y'all viewers really like the content that I'm making. And if you do like my content, then please hit that subscribe button and continue watching the content that I will be making in the future. And all the videos that I will be making will either be on Fridays or Saturdays on every weekend. College is coming up again, so I'm hoping that I can stay on the schedule, but if not, I'll let y'all know. Also, follow me on all my social media websites on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and I think and Tumblr. So go ahead and follow me there if you want to keep up to date with my stuff, or if you just want to know about my personal life. I really don't care. I have nothing to hide. But I hope y'all have a good day or night, depending on wherever you are, and I will see y'all in the next video.